Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Brivity with Outlook. So if you have a bunch of contacts in Outlook, you can have them automatically pushed into Brivity so you can start following up with them and creating some deals. And also, as you add people to Brivity, those people can be synced into Outlook so you can keep up with them in Outlook, send emails, create events. It's a great way to stay organized and keep these two apps working together as one. And it's super easy to set this two-way sync up. Let me show you how. The first thing you're going to do is go to apination.com and click on Start Syncing. You're going to see a ton of different apps here at API Nation: marketing apps, productivity apps, real estate apps, and apps like Outlook. So I'm going to scroll on down until I get to O for Outlook. There it is over here. I'm going to click on that. And you can see all the apps I can sync my Outlook contacts with, including right here, Brivity. But if there's any of these other apps you're using, maybe you're using Google Contacts and have it sync with your Gmail or your phone, or maybe you have an iPhone and you want your Outlook contacts synced to your iPhone so you can call somebody using Siri. A lot of great options here. I'm gonna go ahead and do it with Brivity right now. And you're gonna see there's two syncs available. Each sync is a direction, like I said. So Brivity to Outlook, Outlook to Brivity. I'm going to start with Brivity to Outlook, so I'm going to activate this sync. And it's important to note that this Outlook sync is for the web-based version of Outlook. It's not for the desktop version on a server. This is just if you log in at outlook.com to check your mail. So first you're going to do is actually sign into your API Nation account. So if you don't have one, you can create one with this link, or you can sign right in, or you can even sign in with a Google account, which is what I'm going to do. Once you sign in, it's going to have you connect to both those accounts, Outlook and Brivity. So first, we are going to connect to Brivity. Hit the big button and go ahead and sign in with your username, password, and you're going to put a label here. So a label is actually just naming the connection. So if you have multiple Brivity connections, you can tell the difference. This is mostly just for admins. If they're managing a bunch of different offices, they can tell which connection they are connecting to the Outlook. But if it's just you and you have the one Brivity account, you can just name this after you, like I'm gonna do. Don't forget the password. And once you put the password in here, you're just gonna hit connect. All right, Brivity is now connected. Now we're gonna connect Outlook. Similar thing here, I'm gonna hit this big orange button. It's gonna take me out to Outlook to sign in. Once it signs in, it's gonna make the connection. There we go. So now Brivity is connected, Outlook is connected. Now we're gonna create this sync. A few different options here. First, sync all contacts on first run. If I leave this box unchecked, the sync will just start paying attention now. It's gonna send over any contacts you add today, any contacts you add in the future. If I check this box, the sync is gonna go ahead and go into that Brivity account and see who is existing and start pushing those people into Outlook along with people you add in the future. Most people, when they're trying to get these two accounts synced up, we'll go ahead and check this box. That way they get all those existing people in their Outlook and anybody they add in the future. You can also filter by tags. So if you have a certain group in Brivity you want pushed into Outlook, you go ahead and add their tag here. So maybe you're just going to start sending people. Maybe you only want military people pushed into your Outlook, people you've tagged with military, or people you've tagged with FSBO, or people you've tagged with seller, or people you've tagged with past client. Any of those you could have pushed into Outlook. It's up to you. Most people just leave this blank so they can send everybody in there. And then as they arrive in Outlook, do you want to put them in a folder? You can go ahead and select that folder if you'd like, or you can leave it blank and it's just going to put them in your contacts. As they arrive in Outlook, if they happen to find one that already exists in both Brivity and Outlook, should Brivity overwrite the Outlook record, or should Brivity just fill in any blank spots that Outlook has? I'm going to tell it to just fill in any blank spots. Set this to default, so it's just going to go to the default area and hit subscribe. This is going to create the sync. It's not yet active here. You can see here's the activate button. I'm going to go through here. This is just a final check before I hit that button and get it rolling. Everything is how we had it on the past page. And I just want to show you a couple things here. Here's a filter tool, a second filter tool. And this one is super flexible. This looks at everything available in Brivity, and you can filter on any of those fields. So you can filter by tags, you can filter by status, you can filter by source, the agent, a ton of, you can filter by pets if you only want people who have something in the pets area. A ton of different options here, just add it in there. So let's say I want to filter by status contains new. I could do that, or archive, or whatever the status is. I want everybody in there, so I'm going to clear out this filter. Come on down here to the last thing, mapping. You can see we do most of this for you, which makes it a lot easier. The first name goes to first name. We put the mobile phone in the mobile phone, the email, last name to last name. If there's anything else you want to add, you can go ahead and search for it. You can hit this plus button and find the field you want. For example, in Brivity, I want that description field to go into my notes field in Outlook. That's a good setup. So that looks good. I'm going to go to the top and activate this sync. All right, so this sync is now up and running. All the contacts I have in Brivity are getting pushed into Outlook. So I have them there, they're organized. I can email people in Outlook really easily. Now let's set up the second half of this two-way sync. So I'm gonna click on this Brivity logo. It's gonna show me all the Brivity syncs. And I'm just gonna go through that same process. This time I'm gonna choose Outlook, LMNO, there's Outlook. And instead of choosing Brivity syncing to Outlook, this time I'm going to choose Outlook syncing to Brivity. So I'm going to activate that sync, use those same two accounts that I already connected. And then on that last page, again, I'm going to have a few configuration options as I create the sync. For example, do I only want to send over people in a folder, or do I want to send over everybody? I'm going to send over everybody. Do I want to sync all contacts on first run? Same as the last sync. Do I want to send all existing people and future people, or only future people? I'm going to send all existing and future. And then as they arrive in Brivity, if they don't already exist, how do you want to mark? Do you want to mark as new, unqualified, hot? I'm going to mark them as new, and I'm going to mark them as new leads. I can assign an agent if I want, and also I can apply a tag as they are entered into Brivity. A lot of great options to keep you more organized. I'm going to hit subscribe, and that's going to create this part of the sync. And again, we're going to get a final check. If you want to add a second filter, or if you want to do some mapping, you can go ahead and do that. I remember I put the description field going into notes, so I'm going to map that up so that those match. Let's find that description field. There it is. Hit the plus sign, find notes, and pop it in there. All right, let's go to the top and activate this sync. So there we go. I've activated both syncs. I'm going to click on my syncs here, and I can see Brivity going into Outlook, Outlook going into Brivity. I now have a two-way sync between these two apps, so I can use them seamlessly as one. So that's it. That's how you sync Brivity and Outlook. It's going to save you a ton of time managing contacts. They're always going to be exactly where you need them and totally updated without you having to copy, paste, import, export, do any of that stuff. So you can focus on doing the things you like and creating more deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation, and we're connecting the world's applications.